So we might as well just start off with questions. I can hold off the members only stuff until the end if anybody has any questions.
I have a question. I think I answered it by doing a test, but if you delete a page and it uses a graphic, and that's the only place the graphic is used, does it delete the graphic too?
Your graphic, as long as, yeah, in order to use a graphic on your site, you do have to upload it. So that means it's already sitting in the media library in some form. Either it's just in your own media library where, let me click over to manage files. Because when you first get to manage files, you have your list of just your own files that you as that user have uploaded. And then if you didn't make it, or you allowed it to be shown in the media library, then it could be visible here as well in view all MyLO files. But this is also the way that you would access the media library would be through the media browser. The short answer is no. I don't know if you wanted me to demonstrate it a bit more.
I mean, I'm just trying. Unfortunately, I have somebody else who works with me who normally it's really great, but she started deleting pages because events because they'd passed. But there were graphics associated with those that I wanted to keep on the website, but they were gone too. So I tried to do a test and it looked like it deleted the graphic if it wasn't being used because I couldn't find the graphic.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, first to try to find the graphic, you would go over to manage files.
Yeah, I did that.
And not only searching through your own files, but maybe also searching through view all files. If you don't see it there, then it's possible that she also deleted the files because you would have to go through to delete the files, not just the content where they were displaying.
Well, they were gone, and she said she didn't delete them. So I did a test, but maybe it takes a while for the this page to know that the file exists because I did just a dummy thing, and it wasn't there when I deleted the page.
Amaris, when you went to manage files, how did you get it to just show you images? Because when I hit manage files, it shows me all of our files.
Oh, okay. When I get to manage files, I have the type here that I can narrow down to image.
Okay.
She already had it clicked, so that's why it came up right away.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't see that.
It does remember that. So once you set whatever these search criteria are going to be, every time that the page or the list here reloads, well, let me go back to manage my files, images will still be there.
Okay, thank you.
I have this place here. So I'm using this image on this slideshow item. I'm going to see about.
I love that one.
And that's one of those I think I got from Pixabay or. But just to test this out, I'm going to delete this and see what we get in manage files. MyLO homepage. Probably too generic of a word to check. I think that might be I believe that that was uploaded by the user. That I am looking at. That definitely should not be happening.
Did you try just vote?
Well, I checked this list and checking through view all files for the word vote will probably give me a pretty large
Oh, okay.
vote.
That's the other thing. It's not an and, it's an or. So if any word appeared, like I wanted to have two words that go together and search for that. I tried putting those in quotes, but
Oh, right.
it does it as an or. So if either of them are in the description, say, then you get a huge number of files. It's hard to get to the file you want.
Right. I can, well, I hadn't known that about using the quotes and that it would be an kind of all-inclusive, like give you results of both. I can check in with our tech team to see if they know if there's a way to type it in a certain way to do as you're expecting, where it's going to pick up these words that are necessary to be in there, but they don't have to be consecutive, because that's, I believe, how the search also works. If you don't use quotes and you write, the next word has to be consecutive with what you wrote. So if you're looking for, obviously I don't have anything that it contains the phrase vote for, but go back. Oh no. If I have any others that have the word voter, they're not included because I've specified that it has to be exactly that phrase. It's a little bit hard to.
That happens to be my league.
Didn't realize that I had uploaded this as a demo. Well, beautiful picture there.
But you're saying now that it will only find ones with youth voter together?
Yes, if you leave it without quotes, it will pick it up as a phrase. Let me try that maybe in view all files.
Yeah, that's kind of the opposite of what you would expect. You know, you'd think putting quotes around it would make it into a phrase.
Okay, so this is, I searched for the voter. I'm going to just keep checking down the list to see if there's any result that doesn't have the word the. But, okay, so it is going to be an exact search if you are typing more than one word.
Put in quotes and see what happens.
I was trying to do civic awareness, and which is I don't know, was by name. Are you saying that that's the name of, what do you mean by name anyway?
By name, we mean the file name. So when you have, after you have uploaded a file, the first thing you get when you get that preview of the image, let's actually go through it.
Yeah, you have to put something in for disabled people. I forget what that's called, but.
The alt text is different.
Oh, okay. Because I thought
that is required too. So after you upload a file, got to make sure if it's going to be public or just for members only. This is the file name right here up at the top. So you can leave it as is, but that is going to be what I would search for in the media library to.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, that's really terrible, because to know that.
I thought it'd be what you called it, but it isn't.
So if we've got,
change it.
if we've got a good picture of, say, a voter registration or event or something, we should, because I originally thought that when a league uploaded their photographs, you were supposed to put your league name first so that your searches came up, photographs came up all together. But I think that's maybe counterproductive now, because if we're trying to create a bank of photos, I should just call it something as generic as possible, like youth voter registration, or voters, youth voters, or something, so that everybody else could find it.
Yeah, that is a good idea of using terms. And even if you if you defaulted to using terms that are found in the issues of focus, and these issues you'll probably see all around your site, but you could use kind of phrases like these to get to that point you're saying, Lynette, of starting with what the subject is, and then if you needed to make it a little bit more specific to your league, then you can put your league name somewhere in there.
Where
But
did
starting
you
out
find
with-
that list? And I'll make sure that we start doing that.
Yeah.
From the MyLO homepage, and if you're on your own site, you just go all the way down to the bottom footer. A little bit hard for me to see. Oops, sorry about that.
Oops.
I can't, let's see, can I move my Zoom bar? There we go. My League Online. That's at the bottom of everybody's footer, and that'll get you to our homepage. Issues of focus is in the left-hand menu.
Perfect. Okay. All right.
So that's not part of any template within everybody's website
Right,
somewhere.
this page
Okay.
is not part of your template.
Okay.
So now you made this, you didn't finish, but you were uploading this thing that had this name. Okay, can you finish doing that? And then let's do the search, because are you going to put in the name, the name as it is here with underscores and everything? Or are you going to put add member?
I am going to change it. I'm just going to change it to something that will be useful in the demo. It might not be related to this specific image, but I did want to say one benefit of leaving the file name like that is if you come across the image being used somewhere. So go ahead and add it in two different places, actually. I'm going to upload it first with its file name as is, and then I'll upload it again and update that file name as I was expecting to. So I'm going to just give this something describes the image, some kind of media tag. Okay, and then just one more time.
I mean, one thing that's really confusing me is if you put the voter, there is no file name that's going to be the space voter, because that's illegal on a web. You don't use spaces in a file name. So I don't understand why you would put, if it's actually the physical name of the file, you would put that in the search when you're managing files with a space.
I think, well, the name isn't technically the physical or the name that you would see in the HTML, if that's what you're referring to as the physical name. This name is mostly just affecting the media library. So let me make this change. Let's actually just.
Well, can we do it before you make the change? Because I want to see how you search for that.
Search for the one that I just added.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just first see what it looks like. Okay, so far I've added both, but I haven't finished making my changes to this most recent one.
Right, but I want you to
But
search.
this is,
I want you to search for this using that name field up above.
okay,
Here. If you put add member or whatever it was, and no underscore.
it has to be an underscore.
Well, That's what I'm saying. So when you say the voter with a space into it, it doesn't make any sense because it's a file name on the web never has spaces in it, right? It has to have some separator.
Well, that's why I'm saying that well, let me go ahead and finish adding this second file. I'm going to make the changes to this title, and it should be easier to just see that the file name, which is the URL, that remains the same. It's still going to have its underscores and be original to what the file name was in your computer. But when I change it here when I'm uploading it to the media library, it's affecting the file name only in the media library. So when it displays here, let's go ahead and add that in. So I'm going to come back over and reload this page. Oh no, okay. So that did update. When I open up this image to see it in a new tab, it might be a little bit difficult to see, but the file name here is still similar to its original address. So
I
this
don't
is
see,
where,
I just see black. Where is the file name? Where does, oh, you way up in the URL.
yeah,
I
in
see.
the address.
Okay. Oh, so you're giving it a sort of a nickname.
The nickname really just is affecting the media library. So it's affecting that search.
Well, it's affecting search, yeah. But
Right.
that makes it no different.
If you're looking for it to use it, then you'll want to know the nickname. If you did happen to leave the file name as the original, and let's say someone was coming across it by viewing it, I'm only seeing this voting rights image being used on somebody's site, but I don't know what the name is in the media library. If I right click on the image to either open that image in a new tab or copy the image address, that's where I get to see the original file name. So that's where, if you do leave it as the original file name, it does possibly benefit others that are coming across the media in this way and may want to reuse it. But that's really, it depends on your league. If that is a benefit that outweighs the fact that you can rename images so that they fit better in either your naming convention, or like how Lynette was saying, that using maybe the issues would be easier to find these once again by using advocacy or voter education, things like that that we commonly use in league.
Amaris,
Wow.
can you also search them based on who uploaded it? You know, and other things like that, like when it was uploaded, any of those kinds of things?
Oh, well, unfortunately from here, sorry, I thought that there was a user field here. Well, actually, that is why. I was not looking at view all files. So we do have a user field. The date is not searchable, but you can see that once you have some results come up. Narrow it down to something. So this gives me the authoring date, so when it was uploaded. But you can search, even if you remember the first few letters, it will bring up a list of results to pick the user you want to search for. You can add multiple users to the search, but it's probably best to just search them one at a time.
So Amaris, so that would be a person's name and not a league name. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah. So you would have to know the specific user within that league that
Okay.
did the upload.
So the original question I had,
Yeah.
where you
Yes.
where you deleted that page, you know, where you had that photo image, you deleted the page that used it. At least I thought that was what you were doing. And
Yes.
then you looked for it and you didn't see it, right? It went away.
No, and so that I think we'll need to, if you have time, Liz, if you wanted to stick around after and we could test it out again. But either way, even if we can't test it out again, I need to raise that to the tech team.
Yeah, because
Shouldn't
you
be
might have
connected
an
like
image
that.
you've uploaded, which happened to me. I had these images that I knew I was going to use again, but because she deleted the one page that used them at this point, I had to upload them again.
Oh,
I'm not exactly sure how, um, as far as the files, if there's a backup. I know that our content, like the pages and things like that, get backed up. But if you have any details surrounding either the content or the images, then that could help us in possibly recovering them. But either way, I think it'll.
I have it on I'm the one who uploaded it in the first place, so I can
Okay.
re-upload it. It's not like I've lost it forever, but you know, you go to the work, uploading an image is time consuming because you have to fill in all those different fields and stuff.
But I would think that once the image is uploaded, just deleting the page wouldn't affect that
yeah,
image.
doesn't,
I would have
doesn't
thought
make
that
sense.
too, but they were gone. And she said she only deleted the page. And I tried to do a test and it seemed like that was the behavior. And just now we did a test and it seemed like that was the behavior.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't seem right to.
That's the result, unfortunately, that we got here too, because I think that vote image was here at the top. But either way, scrolling through my whole list,
Wow.
there. So what I'll do is, after the office hours, I'll try to find that image again and re-upload another version of it. I think that there wasn't anybody else using it, but Lynette, you had asked me about that image before. So once I re-upload it, I'll just send you the link to it.
Okay, yeah, I love that image. We're definitely going to use that in some social media that's coming up.
Oh,
Is it
So-
sized for Twitter or Instagram?
I'm not sure. Let's see if I can. I believe that it was. Well, actually, I don't remember. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take some time afterwards, but I'll let you know what the dimensions are.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to take just a second with the chat. I see that Jan had a question. What's the status with the MyLO upgrade that you mentioned some time ago? Will it be easier to manage? I anticipate difficulty passing this job on to else. Okay. And thanks, Jan. I see you've seen that image on Unsplash. With the question about the upgrade, if you're referring to the anticipated changes to the creation date, like how we are currently managing the order of the front page, we are slowly still progressing on that, but no formal announcement yet.
What did they say about just putting it in the manage content page as a column?
I haven't unfortunately gotten word, but I have pressed a bit more. I believe that because of the progress that we're making on the other big project, it is kind of lowered in the priority on their list because they are moving forward with the big change that will make it not necessary. But I will continue to be pushing on that, because if it's an easy change, which I haven't heard, if it is an easy or time-consuming change, then if it's easy, we can move forward. If it's time-consuming and they just haven't informed me, then it's understandable why it is lower on the priority. Maddie has a question. Were we just looking at royalty-free images from LWB? Oh, I had popped over to me show that again, and I'll throw it in the chat. I was on Pixabay, and these are totally free images, royalty-free stock images, and I just searched for the word vote. Just be aware on this site that the first row and I believe the last row of every page are paid. These are paid for. So they're coming from iStock Photo. That will take you to another site if you click on any of these, or double check also. Okay, maybe not the bottom row. But these are all free to use. And like I mentioned, we have Unsplash. For vote here.
She did it. Were you there for the one where she did a whole
there it is.
talk on this?
What was
There's
that,
vote.
Liz?
Well, you did a whole talk on this.
I wanted to throw those in there. I'm going to save this for myself for later. Okay.
I must have missed that one.
And
It's recorded, so she has lots of information.
I can send you that one, Matthew. It is hard to remember which office hours it was in, so I can take the dive into our recordings and send it to you.
Thank you.
I had that the Scrabble pieces that are kind of the wooden pieces that are laid out on the table. I've seen that image quite a bit, and people are putting different text. Like I think one of them says vote, one of them says, I think politics or something like that. One of them says vote 411. How do you get that to change? How do you get text into a photograph like that? Is that through Paint?
You can really easily do that through Paint. If you don't have a desktop program, we have pixlr.com that is easy to use too. I think in the previous recording, like Liz was saying, we did a little bit of a demo on how to use the Pixlr and specifically the Pixlr X.
Okay.
This is the easier one to use. The Pixlr E is much more like Photoshop.
Oh, okay.
You sent that one out on January 8th at 8:17.
Okay, awesome. So that must have been the date of the webinar. I think. Look, this I'm popping over to our MyLO
It
YouTube.
has the recording link in this email.
And okay, yeah, if you can't find the email, you can always find it here in our list. So it should be this office hours from the 8th of January. Definitely is, and there's a link to jump straight to that talk because it was about 40 minutes into the talk. But that'll be there once you open up the video.